This month, I'm heading to Las Vegas. Come party with me the 27th and 28th at Resorts World Theater. Grab your tickets at BertBertBert.com.
If I go to Katz's Deli and not like, hey, can I have matzo ball soup? Like, I know. Can I get a kiddish, baby?
Hey, something's burning, something's burning, something's burning.
I have a surprise for you.
Oh, Christ.
I have a surprise for you. What do you think it is?
Oh, it's your version of DeNick's roast pork.
No, it's DeNick's.
What?
It's DeNick's. I flew it in from
Aww.
Philly. You know,
best sandwich in America.
it is this one sandwich. Adam had a show, the best sandwich in the world.
Sandwich America, yep.
Yep, and this won it. Now, I went to DeNick's in Philly. I waited in line when we were both doing Travel Channel.
Yep.
And I had it, and I didn't like it. And I remember hitting you up and going, I didn't like it. And you went, hold on. It up. It's the best sandwich you've ever had. So I flew it out from Philly and I brought it out. This is just a little sampler. Today I have a great filet, naked beef Wellington, very keto, very protein with some spinach, some bacon, some garlic, some onion, some prosciutto wrap with some mustard with the demi-glaze. That's what we're gonna make. But right now, Adam, it's redemption time.
All right, is the provolone on it already?
Provolone, sharp provolone is already on it.
And you got the broth.
And we got the broth. I'm so excited for this.
I'm
and,
so
by the way, I don't
heartbroken you didn't like it. I forgot.
Yeah, you remember? I kept going. I go, are you sure? And you're like, Bert, this is
And this is their bread too, yeah?
this is all of their ingredients. You
I
can
thought he
go.
used it with the knife. He's like, don't you dare challenge me.
You can go to.
But you got to put the broth down the center first. Don't cut it. Don't cut it. Don't cut it.
Well, you tell me what to do.
I feel this is like my first bris. Don't cut it yet. So run it down the broccoli and the pork. There you go, right down the mint. Yeah, you go, right? Because the pork's meant to like reconstitute, because the pork is the 24-hour, like almost like a porchetta, and then it soaks it back up.
Yeah, this is out of my league,
Here,
gentlemen.
I'll do one for you. And we don't have to eat the whole thing. I just wanted to take a bite of this sandwich. All right. Here, do you want to help yourself?
Thank you. It's very dangerous.
Georgia Isla, come here.
Very dangerous there, chef.
When they were little girls, I took them to Reading Station in Philly.
All right.
And because of Adam, because of this, Georgia and Isla, I want you to try this sandwich.
Price is crying. It's dripping.
Adam says this is the best sandwich in America.
Actually?
From DeNick's
It
in
was
Philly.
the one I had voted on my show called Best Sandwich in America.
It
It's certainly
won.
one of them.
Are you sure? Or
For real? For real? For real?
Slap so hard,
that's
right?
so good.
There you go.
It's like a little less cheese than they make in the
Wait, that's
store.
incredible. You didn't like it?
Right,
I
that's
didn't like it. I didn't like
That's-
it. Okay, here we go.
So they take the pork, they debone a whole pig, they stuff it with all these things, roast it for a day.
Oh my God. That's fucking phenomenal.
Don't play with me now, Bert,
That's
because
fucking phenomenal.
How do you not like it?
I don't think I ate it right. I don't know. As something was off, I must have been hungover. I want to apologize to the Knicks. This thing, if dicks tasted like this, I'd have bruised knees.
you just don't get that on chef's table.
Jesus Christ.
No,
You just
no,
don't, picturing Gordon saying that.
I don't know.
You know, if a cock tasted like this.
Oh, take this and the ladies in there. Let everyone try it out.
I got it.
Thank you, girls.
Oh, it's Rachel. Rachel.
You didn't want those clothes anyway. It's okay.
Rachel.
Although I did discover a really great sandwich here in LA at the cheese store of Beverly Hills. I went there for one of their big meat-laden, nitrate bombs, and it was delicious, but they have a zucchini sandwich called Il Zucca. Oh my God, it's like proof God loves us and wants us to be happy.
I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, new episode of Something's Burning. No, stay down there, stay.
Just take one more bite and I'll put it away.
This is what makes it so good. Just go.
Yeah,
Just
ladies
go.
and gentlemen, new episode of Something's Burning. Adam Richman, Chad Michael Murray. 3 names. I always think that's interesting. Was that a professional choice or how you just always went?
It's one of those, I went to SAG 1999, and there was already a Chad Murray in SAG. He was like a 42 unemployed actor. He'd done like 1 commercial. And they're like, well, if you want your checks going to that guy, maybe just put your middle name in there. Didn't think anything about it. I never thought that it would be in the credits.
Yeah.
And I started shooting Gilmore Girls back then in 2000. And sure enough, right across the screen, she went, I was like, wait. and it stuck. That was it.
You know, we've been friends for a hot minute. How did you feel when Will Ferrell's character in Blades of Glory was Chad Michael? Because we weren't friends yet, and I never brought it up. We've been friends for a long time, and like I never asked it because I was like, well, he might have taken that as a shot, but like Chad's
God, no.
like a cool guy.
No. I think the best moment was I was in Buffalo with my family. I'm born and raised in Buffalo. And we were watching Step Brothers around Christmas time. And we're in theaters and we're watching it. And all of a sudden, they're sitting at the dinner table and he goes, hey man, just got back from Chad Michael Murray's Christmas party. Had a great time in Step Brothers. And that was the moment I went,
Adam Scott says that.
Yeah.
And then he name checks. He's like, yeah, I went fishing, Super Chef Bobby Flay, Chris Daughtry.
Come on, let's go. Dane Cook's special starts streaming now. In Step Brothers. Do you remember that?
Yes, he's like, Dane Cook and yes. And he's like, I haven't had a carb in 2 months.
The Dane Cook live stream starts.
I haven't had a carb in 2 months, yeah. Love carbs.
What do you want to drink?
I'm dying to try. I've never tried Por Osos
I
yet.
would love for you to try. You want to do it neat? You want soda water? I do soda water. You can do whatever you want.
Can you do a Kentucky Mule?
What's that?
A Ken-
Yeah, 100% I can.
A bourbon mule as opposed to...
yeah. So it's bourbon mule, exactly.
How did you guys meet?
Well, I think, simply put, and I think everyone this is just from an aesthetic standpoint, when I look at Chad, it's like looking in a mirror. And I'm sure everyone would agree, it's just...
Yeah.
But no, Chad wrote a really very sweet tweet about like me and my personality on the show, and I checked like 6 or 7 times to see that it wasn't like a fan account, it was actually him. Like I was like, wait, he's like a mega star. I mean, do you remember the juggernaut that like One Tree Hill, and House of Wax, and like, I was like, this can't actually be him. Like I can't exist on this guy's radar. And I never marginalized, he was just in my mind. Cheers, buddy. I was waiting for my man's
Your drink's
mule.
coming.
Oh, dude, take your time.
To think of you as just like a heartthrob, but I've met like other like leading man actors as well, and you have just, I mean, you're still like, I tell everyone, he's just like a real solid guy from Buffalo. Like I remember, what talk show were you on before I met you? He like told Conan or someone, you're like, I live near a Dick's, so wait, what was it?
You remember that?
Yeah,
Oh my
what was
God.
it?
So
we laughed about it the first time we hung out.
Oh my gosh. So in Buffalo, it's like the one place where we got, it's BJ's is next to Dick's, right behind Sticky Fingers. And I always found the placement of these stores intentional, or at least I did. And yeah, we did that on Conan, and yeah, I think they wanted to edit that out.
But
He's got a vibe. You have a vibe of like a dude that happens to act and happens to be attractive, but is really a dad. Like that's your vibe I'm reading.
I appreciate that. Look, man, I take everything. I take the gig as a blue-collar job. Check in early, check out late, do the gig.
Don't be a dick. That's the #1 rule. Don't be a dick.
No, man, spread light and love everywhere you go, because we're blessed to be able to get up and go to work.
Yeah,
I think that every day.
gratitude.
Gratitude, every day. Like, one of the things that I always make sure that my kids are
Nice
aware of
technique,
is we
buddy.
never say,
Thanks. I'm faking it.
huh, it's pretty good.
Keep going.
You
just saying
should
to
act.
kids.
One of the things that we always teach our kids is when I go to work, it's, all right, guys, Dad gets to go to work. And I make sure that I laid it down. It's never, oh, dude, guys, I got to go to work. It's never that. It can never be that. We get the opportunity to go to work. What an unbelievable blessing. And so the kids now have instilled that in themselves. All right, Dad gets to go to work today. And this is a good thing.
I mean,
We're working on it.
do you think you'll ever have kids?
I'd like to.
Yeah?
I'd like to. I mean, I
You'd
think
be a good dad.
Oh.
Damn good dad.
He'd be the dad. You know, there was like the dad that like, as you're driving in the car, you always got like, as he'd be a better dad to the friends of the kid. Like, remember the cool dads who like they had good relationships with their kids, but as, oh, look at that. But as the friend, you're like, your dad's cool as shit. And they're like, oh, he's okay, he's a lot. And you're like, but you'd be the one that, as a kid in the back, you'd be like, your dad knows everything. You really know everything. You are honestly I'm not even around, and I've said this to everyone.
Sure.
You are a little bit of a national treasure in that every time you talk about stuff, you're very eloquent.
Thank you.
You're very insightful. You are the definition of passion begets passion.
Man, I'm so touched.
How much information have you been able to take in? So I live on History Channel at home. Like, that's what I watch.
Buddy?
Dude, so good.
I have notes to the network. I have no attachment to the network. I have notes to the network. I love the foods that built America. I love the men that built America. Cheers.
Can't let these two men
Cheers.
alone.
I do not need to see someone make
Cheers.
a knife. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I think that died a quick death.
I'm done with the competition shows on History Channel. Give me history and give me people that are passionate about the shit they're talking about. Foods Built America, maybe one of my favorite. And I know I've told you this, but that show rocks.
Thanks, man. By the way, I've been loving watching, obviously I know you work with a great team, but at all these episodes, I love watching you really throw down, but has it made you cook more? Like, are you cooking more?
I gotta be honest with you, I'm not like you. Like you know more about food. I just enjoy making people happy. Like it's why I love comedy. It's why I love putting out podcasts. It's why I just enjoy the process of someone having a good time. And so the cooking for me is a lot of the conversation and a lot of going like, this is good. Like that moment when people are kind of shocked that it's good. I've always cooked for Leanne. Leanne doesn't cook a ton. And but I'm a grill guy. Like that's, and I'm a sandwich guy. It's why I was drawn to guys like you, Bobby, and Guy, was because you spoke to me. I mean, I was also obsessed with was Ming. You remember Ming?
Yeah.
Fucking Ming was
My
the
mom
fucking
has an
man.
uncomfortable crush on me.
It's
really upsetting. And I do, and my mom, was like the sweetest, she's, former teacher
Sweetest.
and lady, but yeah, she'll go, oh, that Ming, he's so handsome. He's just, I see him, he's like.
I remember the day I got Emerald. Like I got his personality. I was in bed, I was high, and he used to do the bam.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, what the f***
Garlic.
is he doing? Yeah, garlic? And then all of a sudden, one night I'm in bed, he just goes, bam, and it scared me, and I started giggling. And I was like, oh, there's beauty to a catchphrase. There's beauty.
Bam.
There's a simplicity. There's a recognizability to it, and I just loved it. I loved, hold on.
Yes, but you know where this came from? That was Ollie G was super popular at the time. It was
Oh
on
my gosh.
HBO and he was always doing
That's
West
right.
Side.
Yep.
And so, and everybody, it only really got bad in the Kansas City episode of Man vs. Food when I found myself saying a few too many I likes and high fives and things like that. It was like, oh, this is not going to
Watching
age
too much
well.
LG.
Yeah, too much.
Nope.
Yeah, too much Borat, too much whatever. And then that man, and then I did V, and then I was like, how am I going to do an F? And I did that. I don't know. I probably I should have thought of a catchphrase instead of a catch gang sign or something like that.
Dane Cook had the the
Super finger.
super finger.
Yeah, super finger.
Yeah,
that's
super
right.
finger.
Right. And look, Guy's got money. He's
What's
got
that?
the whole money thing.
I was about to ask, were you in LA when Dane started blowing up? Mm-hmm. When did you move to LA?
99.
Oh yeah, so you saw all of it.
I was at the Laugh Factory one night, and it didn't go well. I'll
For
just say that.
Dane?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Buddy, I'm not done hearing this story.
Are you boys?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right. So it was one of those. It's actually when One Tree Hill happened. So I was a little rude, a lot rude, and he was up there, and he was kind of trying some new material at the Laugh Factory. And sure enough, I was waiting to find out if I had gotten the gig. I just screen tested earlier that day.
No kidding.
So I'm at the Laugh Factory. One of my buddies was performing that night.
Who?
His name's Dan Anik. He was a smaller
Okay,
comic,
okay.
and he was it was like open night, but Dane was trying out some new stuff. I didn't know who Dane was.
Yeah.
I just was, just oblivious. As typically, I don't really know who a lot of people are. I kind of just do the, be a dad kind of thing. And I was still kind of doing that. Anyway, long story short, he was up, and I just was not connected to the material at the time because I was so focused on, am I going to get the contract? Am I going to get the contract? And then my phone rings, and I answered it. And I took the call, and I'm like, yeah. And they're like, Chad, we got great news, let's talk. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm just sitting. And the whole place goes silent. Shh, crickets. And I'm like, what's going on? And I look up, and he goes, oh, no, it's okay, buddy. I'll continue the show when you get off the phone. And I was a dick, and I feel so bad to this day. And I went, I'll get off the phone when you get funny. Oh. And I left. And I walked out, and I took the call. I had to go back and apologize. I was dragged out by management, and they went, what the was that? I go, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
We were playing a game.
I didn't know. And it was real, yeah. I felt so for years. To this day, Dane, I'm truly sorry. I would never do that to anyone.
What's crazy is if anyone's wondering, that is the line.
When someone takes a call.
No, the line. Why don't you tell a joke? Be funny, because it's unless you've been murdering. I mean, there's been
You're always
times.
going to question that. It's like for actors, you get up there and you're never quite sure if you're not just bombing.
Yeah.
Like, am I tanking this scene? God, is this terrible? Or you're doing a comedy and you're like, I don't know if it's landing. I'm sure as a comedian, and I can only ask you guys, like, you're standing up there, and unless the place is rolling and you can feel that energy, do you question it? Do you ever have moments where you're like, I don't know if this is going well tonight?
Oh no, I don't care. I don't care. I actually went up on stage the other night and told them, I don't really care.
And they probably ate that up.
Like I'm lost. I'm lost. As a
What
comic right
I
now.
appreciate about that is that's so real. That's the common conflict that we all deal with on a consistent basis, right? Is you get up there and some days you're just not there. You're just content, or you're just your head's not in the game.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be, and at least you were honest. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you not heard? I mean, barely a couple months before Man vs. Food happened, right? Like, didn't have pot to piss in or window to throw it out of, right? No one wanted me to sign a parking ticket. And there's this perception that if you've achieved any kind of fame or a modicum of financial success, like, you don't get to A, say your job is hard, or B, say that you're tired from it, or C, feel any sense of ennui or dissatisfaction or whatever else.
Yeah.
But
I
you
love
know
the word
some,
ennui.
it's
I love the
a
word
good
ennui.
one, right?
He pulls out good ones all the time.
He's smart
Not
as
fair,
fuck
man.
and
Not
shit.
fair. Not
But
fair.
I think there's something kind of cool, though, about, like you said, about flying private and stuff, because the truth of the matter is the more you light a candle to shame the devil, it's like if you started saying about, oh, man, they're making coach seats so tight, my knees were up against my chest, some other in the crowd's like, you fly private, what do you know about that?
Yeah.
So as long as you, like, are acknowledging it, you're going to keep bringing real experience.
Here's been my problem, right? So I have good friends, really good friends, who only fly private, and they never talk about it, and they never post it on Instagram.
As they shouldn't.
And however, can I tell you what regular people do? If a regular person, and I've flown with them private, like friends and families,
They're posting about
they
it.
post the out of it because that's what a real person does. So then here's the battle. Are you a real person, or are you the disconnected person who goes, yeah, I don't share this with the poppers. I don't want them to know where I am. I go, no, I'm a real if you've put me private, I'm posting that shit. Anthony Bourdain posted him flying private.
Oh, yes.
He was like, gangster. You're like, it's a gangster move. Now listen, I guess ultimately if you do it every single day and you're Kim Kardashian, I make sense. You're like, what am I? I guess it is regular. But if
I can appreciate that, but it's still such a minute portion of society and the world, be it, that ever gets the opportunity to do that.
Do you feel like you're a part of Hollywood elite?
No.
For real?
No. 100%. No question.
Your resume would say different.
My resume says I've had a blessed 25-year career and the best yet to
That
come.
in and of itself is the blessing.
That is the
You lost your napkin. There you go.
Oh, thanks, Papa.
that is the wild blessing. 25-year
A quarter
career.
century long career. That's
I'm beyond blessed,
Saludos,
but I'll tell you,
baby.
like,
Napoleon didn't even have that. This show is sponsored by my number one go-to in my pantry, Hero Bread. Dude, it's summer. I have my family over for a cookout. We get hot dogs, we get burgers, and I'm keto. You know that. I've talked about it a lot. I'm definitely carb conscious if I'm not keto all the time, but I'm keto. And it stinks to just take a hot dog and raw dog it and no bun. These things are fluffy, delicious flavor and texture with no net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, and fewer calories, plus protein and fiber. And now, these things are going to blow your mind. They have their sweet, melt-in-your-mouth Hawaiian rolls for guilt-free summer sliders. Dude, I first discovered Hero Bread on tour. They got it for me because I love making sandwiches. I love sandwiches. And we had a panini press. Man, I didn't miss out on any sandwiches, and I never got the bloating that I normally got with bread. And I swear to God, they've got hot dog rolls, they've got buns, they've got tortillas. Dude, I got to make the girls tortillas for breakfast burritos before they went to college, and I gave them Hero Bread, and they didn't even know. You can keep the carbs out of summer without compromising flavor with Hero Bread. Get 10% off your order at hero.co/. hero.co and use code BURNING at checkout. That's burning at HERO.co. Being an adult definitely has its high points. Like you can eat ice cream for dinner, you can have cake for lunch, you can drink in the mornings, but it's not all fun. You also have to do your taxes and make doctor's appointments. And for that one, there's ZocDoc, the healthcare app that makes adulting that much easier. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for you, your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care, skin care, and much, much more. Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments. That is so difficult. In LA, good luck on a same-day appointment. But with ZocDoc, dude, they've changed the game. If I had needed this product, it's what I'd use. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/Bert to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor appointment today. That's ZocDoc.com/Bert. ZocDoc.com/Bert. I want Napoleon's love letters to
Josephine?
so badly.
Really?
Oh, they're so amazing.
Yeah,
Because he was literally like, we've all lost ourselves to a woman, and he lost himself to that woman, and she owned that.
yeah.
Listen, I made Leanne a mixtape when she dumped me. I made her mixtape. To this day, that's my one Napoleon moment, is I put my heart on this mixtape. I mean, I think I put like intercuts, like, hey, if you're listening to this next song. Or no, I wrote a letter. I said,
You did like a DJ set?
dude, I'm so
Time and
embarrassed.
temperature? You
I'm
did
so
like time and...
embarrassed.
You're probably driving home right now. The Bruckner interchange is a little stock. It's 4:30. Leanne, I love you, girl. Take me on back. Also, it looks like that there's probably going to be alto cirrus cumulus clouds from the south. Going to have a light rain tonight. And also, baby, you're back. I was such a fool to see.
I was wrong.
And I just can't live
I talked about that on
without you.
stage.
And now you go back and you listen to it and go, what happened? What happened?
Dude, I listened to that one song. The one song, I forget what, it's Warning Signs by Coldplay. And if I hear that song, I start crying. But that was what Napoleon's letters to Josephine was like he's running the country. And he's like,
Crushed by one soul.
these
Yeah.
Turks.
What did you put to make? Is it prosciutto or did you get copa? Or
Shoot, I love my favorite thing about Adam is he always pronounces it the right way. Like, how do you say the state of Hawaii?
Hawaii.
It's Hawaii. He does it. He's always been good about that, and I'm the one that always got the notes at Travel Channel going, "Hey, you're pronouncing this city wrong." I go, "I don't give a f. That's how I say it."
Well, to be fair, I also got the notes because I went a little too Anchorman. What was the whole joke? Not like, I don't mean Ron Burgundy, I mean
Like San Diego or Wales, yeah?
No, but I mean like back in the 80s, so that you would hear like the Sandinistas are meeting with Nicaragua. Like, and they would always like lean in, but it's like Harry Shearer used to do a great impression in his stand-up of how Tom Brokaw never said the letter L, and he went, Italian terrorists hijacked the cruise liner, the Achille Lauro, the other day. And it was like, wow, that's so fucking right. But periodically, like, they would talk about, you know, Nicaraguan president Daniel Ortega met with the Sandinistas to discuss finding whatever. So I had a hard time, because coming from Brooklyn, I had a hard time saying mozzarella. And because when I grew up, most Italian things with a vowel at the end, you don't say. It's mozzarella, it's rigot, it's parmesan, whatever. But then all of a sudden they wanted me to lean into mozzarella. So I had to like find a compromise. So I would go.
Is that how we all sound?
I mean,
Oh, man.
I lived in Alabama and I heard all sorts.
Oh,
I heard all
that's
sorts
fair.
down there. Oh yeah, mozzarella. Of course I have.
Oh,
Really?
I heard. What's the one I keep hearing? I'll tell you which one's making a huge comeback.
Hit it.
Salmon.
No
salmon.
way.
A lot of people saying salmon these days.
Yeah, but people also
That
like
one
fuck
bothers
up.
me.
But like it's chaise longue, not chaise lounge. It's chaise longue. It means long chair.
Chaise longue?
It's chaise longue.
Okay, here's my question. So when I was in Australia, they were like, it's Melbourne.
Yeah, Melbourne.
And I was like, yeah, I know.
Melbourne.
But if you go to New York, it's New York. I go, you're not going to go New York. You're going to go, "Oh, I'm in New York," and that's not how we say it. Like you're doing it with your accent. Like Ibiza, that's how they say their S's.
That don't you think leaning into a Castilian TH though? That's a little bit like I spent junior year abroad and now I write ja.
Yeah, that's my problem.
You just kind of do your own thing.
You're doing
You
the
can't
mo-
lean in because it can be seen as offensive.
Yes,
We don't
yes.
want to do that.
Some people are like guacamole. They're a little bit extra.
I'll give you the best one. I'm with my buddy Jesus Trejo, at a Mexican restaurant, and he goes, she goes, flour or corn? He goes, corn tortillas. And she leaves. I go, hey, can you not do the thing? And he goes, what? And he goes, I go, the fucking accent. I go, it's like a little overkill. And he goes, you mean pronounce it the right way? And I went, oh, that's right, you're Mexican, I forgot.
Yeah, but to be fair, if I go to Katz's Deli and not like, hey, can I have matzo ball soup? Like I know, can I get a kiddish, baby? Don't charge too much, make it through bake. Like, please.
Can you please?
Ooh,
Looking good?
I love cooking.
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
So midway, I noticed you wrapping the string around a large slab of steak, which I'm very excited
loin,
about.
yeah.
The loin. Why the string?
Actually, I don't know.
It was said to hold it.
They said to do it so it would hold its shape. I think you could have just seared it anyway.
Because I don't use the string.
I don't either.
Seems to look the same when I'm done.
The
Yeah.
thing is, so
I was just wondering.
the loin can collapse under its own weight because so the reason why the center is the filet mignon.
Yeah.
It's that. I just
This
don't.
is, buddy. This is.
Am
I
I-
gotta be honest with you, and I'm being dead serious when I say this. Your talents are very underutilized in Hollywood.
Who wants Bert
Beyond.
to produce a podcast?
Beyond
Tell Bert-
underutilized.
Discovered this 20 years ago,
You
15
guys
years
are
ago.
very,
The
very
moment I
kind,
saw, dude, I reached out because I was genuinely impacted by your knowledge, your unbelievable charisma on
Thanks,
camera,
bro. From
your
you, it's-
ability to carry a crowd. And I went, this is a human being that I want to know, I want to learn from. True story.
I'm the guy that buys the Tesla, and they go, "Why did you buy it?" And I go, "I don't know. Everyone else bought it."
I've always wanted to know this, and I feel I can use Bert as my cover to ask. You know, most of us mere mortals, like we watched like Entourage to get a soupçon of what we imagine, like at least the earlier chapter of your life to be like. Well, no, you're a dad of 3 and a good dad and a good husband.
Thank you, buddy.
And you know what? I'll never forget this. I messaged Chad when I was coming out, and we couldn't hang because he was like brushing up. He was doing like acting like class and training and
You
stuff.
do acting class?
And I said, I go,
I
go, dude,
love
you're
everything
golden.
about what I do.
I go, you're golden. He's like, I gotta keep that gold shiny. I'll never forget you saying that. And I was so impressed. Like, you know, a lot of people like wait until James Lipton interviews him and go, it's about the craft. But he like walks the walk and stuff. But I just have to know, just a yes or no, was it ever that fucking Entourage Maxim magazine ideal for some point in your life? Yeah, I don't want to get you in no trouble yet, but at some point, because
It's not trouble. It's not trouble. I think there's an idea of what we all experience. Life is very different when you're making films and you're traveling and you have a lot of people saying yes all the time. I got lucky. I had a lot of people that looked at me and went, dude, don't be an asshole. What are you doing? I grew up with all boys. It was my dad and 5 boys. Youngest is a girl, actually. We have my younger sister, but obviously she had little influence as she was
Your
the
mom
youngest.
pass?
My mother ran off. She actually passed this January. But we had a beautiful moment to say goodbye. Thank you, buddy. Actually, it was a
about
really beautiful goodbye. I hadn't seen her in 15 years, and we had this beautiful moment.
You've
But
seen her in 15 years?
yeah, I hadn't seen her in 15
Wow.
years. She left when I was 10. She left the fam. But that's part of, I think, what created, believe it or not, I think that I have to thank her, because without her creating this thing, whatever it was in me that became brash and like overconfident and would walk into an office and be like, well, dude, I could do your next movie. I never would have had the opportunities.
It's crazy how those things that happen to us that suck, really suck. Mom leaving when you're 10. As a dad who was never around because I was on touring,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful my wife was the base.
Yeah.
But that speaks to who you become as a man. The little things that we hate. Well, here's the wild part. To reverse engineer it, think of how you try to shelter your kids from ever having those things happen to them, right? Like, I don't ever want my kids...
But where's the character going to come in?
Exactly.
Your character comes from when you're tested.
When you're tested, and that gives us a kid who at 20 years old walks into a casting director's room and is like, tell me what I got to do.
I did the most insane thing that at least people think it's insane. I didn't think it was insane at the time, but now I look at it and go, damn, that was damn dumb. So I had just tested for Freaky Friday, which we just shot the sequel to.
Okay, all right, hold on. Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
We're talking about Lindsay Lohan. Keep going, I'm so sorry.
Okay, no, you're good. And I remember I got done with the screen test and I'm walking down and I see the president's office at the time.
Oh my God.
And instead of
the United States.
It was Obama.
the president of Disney.
Okay, go.
Of the
It
United
was
States.
Zachary Taylor.
I think back then, God, who was the president back
Those
then?
are some balls.
Anyway, I walked right into their office and I just said, look, I love everything that you do here. I think you're the epitome of what Hollywood is. I love storytelling and all I've ever wanted to do is make people happy. That's why I want to be an actor. Like, this is where I want to work. This is where I'm meant to be. I want to make movies with you guys. I think that this is so freaking
You're 20
cool.
years old?
Yeah, 19. And instead of going, get out, he looked at me and he goes, huh, what's your name, kid? I got a phone call about an hour and a half later, got the job. Now, he could have put a kibosh in that in a heartbeat, but something about that moment
There's something about a kid that goes, how bad can it be? My mom left when I was 10. What are you gonna say, no? I'm gonna tell you the same story that ends not so great. Donald Belisario, do you know who he is?
Of course.
He created...
You watched TV in the 80s
He
at
created
all.
Quantum Leap. You want another one?
Yes, please.
Okay, can I...
Dude, I drink like twice a year.
So, perfect, thank you, cheers. Can I
I drink like twice a year. So to you guys, I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Real quick, Donald Belisario
Thank
story.
you very much. Thank
I want
you.
to hear the rest of that, yeah.
I walk, it's at
Am I blocking him?
Sunset Gower.
Someone has to.
Sunset Gower Studios, I think, is where his offices were. I go to do a read for something else when I audition. I'm not a very good auditioner. Oh, this is looking good. And Stace, you have a timer on this? Yeah. Okay. So I get in the elevator, I get off on the wrong floor, and I walk in and it says Donald Belisario on the nameplate, or Belisario Entertainment. This is the guy that did Quantum Leap. I got to tell this guy I love him. So I walk in, I said, hi, is Mr. Belisario in? And his secretary, I honestly, it was like 2 rooms. She goes, yeah. I said, awesome. And I just walked to his office, opened the door, and I said, Mr. Belisario, my name is Bert Kreischer. I'm a stand-up comedian. I got to tell you, you're the man. You created Quantum Leap. That's my favorite show in the world. And he was like, who the are you? I was like, I'm Bert Kreischer. And he's like, get the out of my office. I was like,
Oh, what?
it didn't go as well as I had hoped. Can we talk for a second about Lindsay Lohan?
Shoot.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna tell you, we got cheated in America by mean girls who bullied a young, talented woman, and we never got to see her blossom into the superstar she should have been her whole life. I'm so happy for her comeback. I'm so happy for Freaky Friday 2. Lindsay Lohan is one of the most talented actresses I've ever seen, one of the most beautiful women. Today, I follow her on Instagram, one of the most beautiful women. And she went through a rough part, and I'm telling you right now, when history tells its story, people are gonna look back and go, she got This show is sponsored by DraftKings. Listen up. Everyone pay attention right now. With football season kicking off, it's the perfect time to dive into the action with my partners at DraftKings, the #1 place to bet on touchdowns. And right now, all new customers who bet $5 will instantly get $250 in bonus bets plus 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. That is something we can all celebrate. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up using my promo code BURNING. The crown is yours. That's $250 in bonus bets instantly and 1 month of NFL Plus Premium after betting just $5. Stay in on all the action and use your $250 in bonus bets to bet anytime touchdowns on DraftKings. DraftKings is the place to bet touchdowns. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the action and all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. I'm telling you right now, man, my weekends are so exciting because of DraftKings. I look at 2 things. I look at my hometown's Instagram, I want to see how we're getting ready to do, and I go to look at DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers, use my promo code BURNING and bet just $5 on any wager and get $250 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code BURNING only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. The crown is yours. Get that fucking crown.
Oh,
Looks
wow.
like a lobster tail. How fucking great. Oh, nice. No.
It's like a giant version of an armadillo egg,
Yeah, it is.
right?
One, I just love that girl. She's fantastic.
I love her.
Two, wait till you see her in this movie.
What a nice thing to say.
She's never lost the chops. Here's what
She's
happened. Here's what
so
happened. You can edit this out if you want. I don't give a fuck.
She's
Here's what
so
happened.
good.
She got bullied by mean girls. She got bullied by mean girls. She got bullied by mean girls because she had talent and they didn't. She got railroaded by media in a very unfair way, in my opinion.
So, my take on it is the early aughts were a very difficult time. Lindsay Lohan had more fame, more talent than anyone else in her demographic, right?
Agree.
She was so capable of everything. If you look at just The Parent Trap, like we went back and watched Freaky Friday right before we started filming because I wanted my kids to see, hey, this is what we're making. And so we went and we watched Freaky Friday. And I'm sitting there going, now as a 42-year-old man, watching someone who was 16, 17 years old be able to command her and control her instrument that well is astounding. It really is astounding. But you know this industry, media, Hollywood, it can build you up and crush you in 2 seconds. I'm not sure that the human condition is built to handle and sustain such success. I just don't know. Name 5 people. If you can name 5 people who have managed to become famous and stay successful throughout their entire run without a fall off, I'll be blown away. I can name one, and it's Paul McCartney.
I was going to say Paul Newman.
I was going to say Britney. Well, I'm not going to say Britney Spears. I was going to say.
It's a barber and an umbrella that would like a word with you about that.
No, you're right. You're not set up to succeed.
Bert's going to say
It's just
Britney, and
the
then he's going
human
to start
condition.
dancing with knives and
The world
shit in the
becomes
kitchen.
this big. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. Everyone says yes. No one wants to get on your bad
And
side.
you're 22.
You're 22.
That's
your
the
brain's
fucked up
not fully
part.
developed until
Yeah.
you're 25. Now, being with Lindsay and seeing her with her husband and her baby, oh my gosh, like my heart was so full. And I'm just like, dude, I just want to.
I'm rooting for her.
Yeah.
Like, I'm rooting for her. So
Yes.
we're talking about something I find obsessed. I'm obsessed with this a tad bit. Is the juggernaut of success in this industry, and how it affects you personally. Now, we've all talked about this privately, but I didn't get success until I was older, and my kids were older, and so I have this weird thing of like, yo, it's going away. Make hay while the sun shines. Work as hard as you can. Like I just do it all. When we talk about Lindsay, do you remember what it was like when Man vs. Food became the show? The show, and what it did to you internally, externally, like the metamorphoses, because I've been friends with you. It's crazy. I was saying this to them, my girls, I've known you for 16 years.
Easy. The best thing I can tell you is, without getting like too down the rabbit hole with it, my director, he said that there's actually, it's meant to be an insult in traditional Chinese culture where you say, may all your wishes come true. And it's meant to be a curse. No one tells you how to go from anonymity to no privacy. No one tells you from trying to get over being the brunt of every fat joke that's ever been made in your life, from friends and family alike, from age 7 to age 34. I got the show at age 34 or 35. So now you're sensitive about your weight and you're doing a show about shoveling in 5-pound burritos, and now the world is saying, like, the trailer aired and someone sent me a message saying, I hope you have a heart attack. The same day. And then you're going, what? And then you're going, oh, I can pay off my mom's debt. Yeah, I got this. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. So the perfect example, the first birthday of my mom's where I had any money. This is the truth. The first birthday, my dad was gone, and it was the first birthday I had without him with her birthday, my mom's birthday. And I remember we didn't take the subway, we took a cab, already kind of a big deal. I didn't know restaurants in Manhattan that well, and so we went to some bougie Italian place that's usually like expense account vibes, and there were a bunch of like stock bros there, like clearly like on the devil's marching powder and, you know, whatever. So I'm there and my mom reaches across the table and she holds my hand and she says to me, thank you for today. And she said, your dad would be so proud of you. Not just what you've become and how hard you worked, but for taking care of me like this. I'm sobbing, she's sobbing. And at that moment, one of these stock bros like lands on me like this, goes, so you're gonna eat everything on the fucking menu or what, bro? And that was like the perfect microcosm because I work because this schmuck knows me. I work because these people are recognize me. He knows my brand, he knows what I do, he knows the context of the show. But the only way I can afford to eat at this restaurant that's giving me this tender moment with my mother is because I do that show. And it's that double-edged sword. And I lost my way and I stopped being grateful and I stopped being careful and I stopped being respectful. And cancel culture did come from my head and I lost a show and a lot of people that I love lost work. And it's taken me time and like you say, like ordeal builds you, like struggle builds you. Like you once told me, like I once asked you, do you have to bomb to be a good comic? You're like, every comic I know has bombed.
You have to.
And so for me, it was like, it was tough. But look, at the end of the day, maybe losing everything and seeing how quickly it could get taken away made me better at it.
Can I jump in and just say, don't ever forget that guy. One of my favorite moments I've ever had in life. It's right when you got in trouble. We got a text from Travel Channel. And they said, these are tweets you're not allowed to post out. And it was your tweets fighting with people. And they were the funniest things we've ever read in our lives.
Oh, his weight is
May
insane.
you and your
Forget about it.
husband experience Satan's leathery cock. What was that one?
I said something about...
They were so fun. I mean, buddy, hold on. I get it.
I think it was choke on Satan's leather cock in hell, if I'm meant to be.
It was the hardest we've ever laughed. And that's the other thing. Perception is reality. Be what it want to be. You grow as a man. You learn your lessons. That is awesome. That is awesome. However, the Adam I know and love is that man that told those couple that was bullying you online they should choke on Satan's leathery. That's me. That's me. I'm and you're a Christian. You believe in Satan.
Damn, Skippy.
Yeah, and you know how much choking on Satan's leathery.
That's the sermon we all need.
Yeah. You know, fame was different then. It was really different. It was like when you got famous, you were the first person I knew that got famous. You got to remember, Rogan was famous, but he wasn't what he is today. When I knew you, it was a fame. And when you got famous, it's a different time for fame. It's
Very
not
No internet.
There's no internet and there's no accessibility.
No, paparazzi don't follow you home anymore. They don't follow you home. They don't, it's very different, very different. I mean, I actually honestly feel terrible for the youth coming up in their 20s when they're not really capable of making good decisions. You go to a bar, they make one bad decision, they're photographed doing so. Like, there's gonna be a lot of careers that won't happen and we won't be able to see their greatness.
There's a clip from Man vs. Food that I still wonder why Dan Adler was the EP of Man vs. Food, of Bert the Conqueror, and he's gone on to create 90 Day Fiancé.
He does 90 Day Fiancé?
Yeah, Sharp does all the 90 days. They have 90 Day Love After Lockup.
Do you want your funny
I need a knife.
Isn't there one right here? There's a Santoku
Can we
right
not
here.
fight right now?
Yeah.
Or do you want serrated?
You're making me look really bad right now in front of my friend.
You got a Santoku
No,
there.
I have
Is it
100
sharp
knives and none of them are there.
Well,
I want a really sharp knife to cut that.
okay, I'll just get you your.
What's this one? Oh, this
It's a
is
Santoku.
no, this is Spyderco.
No, the type of the
You ready?
shape of knife is called a Santoku.
Why would I ever question him?
That's the eye of the loin. How we get it? Oh, bravo.
Look at you.
Adam Richman, my brother.
Saludos.
This piece is for you. Hold on, let me get you some spinach. That is so goddamn sexy. That is so sexy. That is. Can I tell you 2 things that turn me on Instagram is meat sandwiches, and girls pissing on their feet.
That was like basically high school.
Chad, I know you're going through dietary stuff. Would you like to try any, or do you want?
It did. This is straight meat. I'm doing carnivore, so we're good.
Okay.
How do you feel now that you're going strict carnivore?
Can I?
Great.
Great.
Are you strict carnivore
Straight
too?
carnivore. I've cheated when I do something's burning.
Well, I'm cheating right now because I'm having this.
But I'll
which is
tell you-
making my head carbs. Woo!
Really?
Chad,
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
you talk about carnivore for a second? Because
Yeah, I will say that the fastest I've ever dropped weight in the history of my life is doing not consistent carnivore, but by doing it every 3 days. By doing it every 3 days, it teaches your body to consume fat versus carbs. All right?
I'm not done talking to you. Like, just so you know, you're going to have to be my friend now because
Bert, I'm excited about our future.
Me, however, Bert, this solidified his decision to be done with talking to me.
No. Adam, I've said this I've never said the different thing about you to anyone in my entire life.
It's true. By the way, neither have I.
You are one of the most fascinating, most interesting, most
100%.
informed, funnest dudes I've ever met. I'm lucky to be your friend.
I mean, I still think about it, and I do miss it, because the best part about it was never, like, crushing all the food. It was always the people. It was always seeing the
your
country.
interactions.
It
with
was
people.
him.
And it was your care about the small mom and pop restaurants
100%.
and blowing up their spot.
We were in Arizona, though, and we started doing, like, a generic man versus food thing. Do you remember this? And, like, I pretended to walk backwards, and I was like, I'm here at name of restaurant and name of city. And if you're in name of city, the one thing that you want to have is signature dish A. Now, when you're talking signature dish A and name of city, then you're talking about location 1. Smash cut, smash cut, smash cut. Let me ask you a question. How long have you been coming to location 1 for signature dish? I've been coming here for 3 years, and you can tell I'm sincere because of my regional accent. Well, if the man says it's good, that's where I'm having signature dish 1. How about you, ma'am? How long have you been coming to location 1 for signature dish A? I, too, have been coming here a long time, and I have a different regional accent, and I traveled to name of city for signature dish 1. Well, if this is the place to go, this is the place I'm gonna have it. So I head into the kitchen of location 1 to meet Chef X to try to see how they make an authentic signature dish A in name of city. Am I wrong?
No.
This is why I called him. I swear to God. You can do any city he didn't read in. By the way, I'm not as good as you, but if you name me like I did it. We took for Fully Loaded. We do a summer festival every year.
Yeah, of course.
We went to a theme park, and I started doing Bert the Conqueror reads because they were all written by the same person. So my reads sounded like his reads. I'm here in Cedar Rapids. When you come to Cedar Rapids, the 3 things you got to do: the fearsome foursome challenge. We're doing this, and I'll tell you right now. No one on the internet will ever see me and Adam Richman ever on Instagram hitting record and then walk. We always, as a host, start walking, then hit record. You learn that as a host. Hey, you guys want to try a steak?
Yeah.
How is this?
God, I love mustard.
Fantastic.
By the way, what were you shooting in Thailand when you asked me for restaurants in Thailand?
Oh, we were shooting Mother of the Bride. We were shooting Mother of the Bride for Netflix.
For real? Is that out yet?
It came out. It did really well. People
You must get
absolutely loved
crazy
it.
movie offers.
One of the fun ones we just did was we were doing a Christmas movie. And as you know the typical Christmas movie. Come on.
Yeah.
Small
Were
town
you the-
girl goes home and she's,
Were you the guy who makes metal sculptures at home, or are you the big city banker?
No, it's better. I'm the construction worker, as
Okay.
you do.
Well,
But
because when I get pissed at Santa Claus.
you should have been our Santa Claus. We had a Santa Claus.
I've gotten so many Santa Claus scripts, and I was like, hey guys, kind of hurts my feelings a little bit. I also am pretty
No one
funny.
knows.
No, own it, take it.
I got told I looked like Pavarotti the other day, and I wanted to kill myself. I was like, Pavarotti? I was like, you know what? I won't have any more bread, thank you.
Like, no, thank you.
Pavarotti?
So, as you do when you're making a Christmas movie, and they're doing this, small town thing, what is the most Christmas thing I can think of? Well, Chippendales, of course.
I'm so sorry. Chippendales.
Yeah, of course. I mean, do you not think about Chippendales at Christmas? Oh, well, that's what we're doing. So,
Oh, is that the movie?
that's great. I'm not kidding.
That's
I
fucking awesome.
read the script,
Uh-huh.
and it was the first time in a long time that it scared the living out of
Wait,
me.
you had to put on the bow tie and
Dude, I got to get my Patrick Swayze on. The most fun I've ever had shooting a movie in my
Oh, I
life.
bet. So wait, what projects do you have coming up? We got Freaky Friday coming up. I'm so fucking excited for that.
Yeah, we got Freaky Friday 2. Married Gentleman comes out this November. Get to Chippendale it up. That'd be fun.
But that works out.
Hey, you know what I want you two to do?
Please.
Join
Yes.
me. I'm going to invite you to come dance with me. Rockefeller Center. Let's do it.
Brother, you don't know what you're getting.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. That's why I'm asking. These are why I ask these questions. I think there's no better way to celebrate a movie during the holidays than a nice Chippendale show dressed up as, per holiday, couture.
Once
And
you
we go
guys
out there
give
and we
me all
dance at
these
Rockefeller.
this fancy IVs and stuff, oh man, forget about it. I'd be beefier than the shit on my plate right now.
Buddy, we're going back to soccer ball Adam Richman.
Oh, you see that one when I did the centerfold? I was the nude
Soccer ball
centerfold.
Adam Richman
That
is
was
the
the
hottest
apex.
Adam Richman that's
It
ever,
is.
that's ever
Pull this up for me.
Yeah, so
Someone Google soccer ball
I got
Adam
it. I
Richman.
got it right here. I was the nude centerfold, and they said, "We'll just cover it with a ball." So I lay down, and the photographer, his name was Dove, goes, "We have a problem. Good problem to have. The ball's not covering. I can tell you're Jewish." And he was like, "I'm like, you need me to do the Silence of the Lambs?" I said, "Guys, turn around," and they hear me go, "Oh, your floors are cold." Anyway, he stood above me, and yes, there you go.
What the?
Right. Hold it right there.
When was that?
That was 2014. So that should let you kids know, once you get fit and lose weight, it's very easy to lose it. Let me be the cautionary whale.
I remember when that came out, and I remember that got passed around to everyone.
Don't take that away.
It is, and I'm actually wearing 3 pairs of socks. They didn't have the red, white, and blue, so I went for full rocket pop.
Look at you, bro.
Gentlemen,
Did you ever meet Dr. Pimple Popper, by the way?
yeah, she cut off all my skin tags.
You got to meet, because he did a whole thing.
Don't you just grab them and just rip them off yourself?
What?
Buddy? Yeah, now I do. Now I do.
You could just grab
now I
them
do.
and pull them off?
You can
Just
just
yank 'em
fucking
off, dude.
get a couple sharp fingernails and just go tink.
What are you doing?
Really?
Yeah, just go.
Yeah.
You want to pull one off camera? Like if they could just hear it, you pull it for me off camera? I've got one right.
Can I tell you what?
We need our kitchen. We need
Why?
Here.
we only have an hour.
All right. Okay. All right. Hey guys, fantastic episode. Hey, thank you, brother. I love you to death. You know for a fact I would do anything with you.
I love you to
You
death.
are. We will share this with the world, but you are just a special guy. The way you
bro.
see the
Great.
world, the way you process things, the way you share it with people, it connects with guys like me and him. And I know you're, despite what you look like, you're a very regular guy. Like you're just a regular dude. I am very regular. I may try to pretend like I'm something else because I'm my insecurities, but whatever. But like, dude, I love you to death. And
too.
I will tell you honestly, I am so blessed to have had you here. You are a legend. I cannot wait for Freaky Friday 2. I'm telling you right now, I cannot wait for that movie. I am a ride or die for Lindsay Lohan. I'm a ride or die. Also Britney Spears. I also like Britney Spears. I'm a ride or die. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming.
Hey,
Adam Richman
Thank
eats
you
the
for
Premier
having-
League. Coming to Food Network UK.
hey, thank you for
that it?
having me. Bert.
What?
You have a
Appreciate
new show coming to Food Network UK?
I do. I have one that's on now called Adam Richman Eats Britain. And the new one's going to be called Adam Richman Eats the Premier League. That's what the start. And then Food That Built America, the one I do with Dan Aykroyd, The Unbelievables coming back. Icons That Built America and Mega Brands. And then I've got one with Danny Trejo actually
Holy
coming
crap.
up.
What about Adam Richman Eats Wrexham, seeing as it's become such a thing?
I did something with them. They're lovely people up there.
There you go.
Love to. But yeah, and then if you happen to go to the Met Stadium, Section 105, you could try the first opportunity to try my recipes. I have Adam Richman's Burger Hall of Fame at Citi Field.
Buddy, I will tell you, out of respect,
Nice.
you've never been wrong.
God bless
You've never
you,
been
sir.
wrong.
Cheers. I love you both.
I've never been wrong.
Something's burning.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine.